Fighty Radio.
Welcome, everyone. This is 5RoundMMA. My name is Alex Ramirez. Alongside me is my co-host, Albert Cedar. And we're joined by a good friend of Dos Leprechauns podcast, Jason Hendricks. Gentlemen, how's it going?
Going great. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. A lot to talk about, mostly surrounding Conor McGregor and what he says goes. Or, actually, not this time. Actually, it's kind of what Eddie Alvarez says goes. So we got Conor McGregor and the UFC 205 lineup is set. Talking about Jose Aldo asking for his release. And also look forward to UFC 204. So let's jump right in it. Actually, let me get my timer started first because I'm a horrible record keeper. Hold on, guys.
That's true. Don't give this guy your records.
Keeper. Hold on, yeah. So round number 1. So McGregor versus Alvarez is set for UFC 205. Last week we speculated it's going to happen because, you know, Alvarez did not sign his contract with Khabib Nurmagomedov, and that'd be a good ploy by Eddie Alvarez. So can we just compliment Eddie Alvarez first and playing the game and delaying the signature to fight Khabib and say, no, I want the big money fight? People are kind of pointing the finger at Conor McGregor, like what Conor wants, Conor gets, but he was kind of called out here, wasn't he, guys?
Yeah, a little bit. I think Conor, either way, he was going to fight somebody and he was going to headline that.
I don't know. McGregor said that Eddie Alvarez left some money on the table, so.
I don't know. That's just talk. Who knows?
Yeah, I think Eddie Alvarez played the smart game. I think he saw his opportunity and he said, you know what, I'm going to try to go after this. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. With Conor, you never know if he's going to retire, go to wrestling, what. So he saw his opportunity and he struck. I thought it was pretty smart.
Albert, thoughts?
I was actually pumped because let's keep it real. If Conor wasn't on the card, first of all, it wouldn't be a good first New York card.
Yeah.
And the second thing is everybody wants to see those multiple champions and the multiple the actual champion versus champion fight. So I mean it's even though I love Khabib and Khabib deserves it, everybody wanted to see this fight.
So, I mean, people are saying that's like one of the we'll get to that in the next round is the McGregor effect. But actually, it kind of seemed like it was going to naturally happen. Alvarez wants a big money fight. People do know him, I think, inside the world of MMA. As far as like outside, the casual fan, they may not know who he is. Yeah. But stylistically, people are guys like Donald Cerrone, Brendan Schaub saying this is not going to be easy to fight for Conor McGregor at all. That this is like, of all the guys in the lightweight, Eddie Alvarez might be the easiest one, and Eddie Alvarez is a beast. So, how do you see you guys fight playing out stylistically? Is this kind of like, does Conor McGregor make my money and go, or does he have a shot at winning this fight?
I think Conor has a great shot at winning this fight. I think that his stand-up neutralizes a lot of what Eddie Alvarez is going to try to do. I just don't see Eddie Alvarez being able to take some of the punishment that he's going to get from Conor in the stand-up game.
What about the grappling game, Albert?
Yeah, well, see, I would have been worried before if it wasn't for that Chad Mendes fight. I really do believe Chad Mendes is probably one of like the best wrestlers, regardless of weight class. And I really do think he's a better wrestler than Eddie Alvarez. Even though Eddie Alvarez is known as wrestling, he doesn't have like the collegiate career as some of these other wrestlers.
But still pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty solid. But I think Chad Mendes is still a little bit higher in the food chain in wrestling.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I think so. But after seeing that, can Conor get taken down? Yeah, but can Eddie Alvarez take shots?
Yeah. You don't remember
I remember
Michael Chandler fight?
I remember Michael Chandler rocked him pretty hard.
But he never finished them, though, remember?
That's
so,
true,
I mean, he does have a chance. He's known for his chin.
There's no Conor McGregor.
Yeah, but I think you guys are selling. I think both of you guys are selling Eddie Alvarez way short. I mean, I know you guys got the beards and we all got the beards here, but I'm a Conor McGregor fan too. But I mean, you got to keep it realistic. If this guy, if he wants to make an impact in the lightweight division,
and then if you go back to the Cowboy Cerrone fight, he had a lot of trouble with the distance, and people forget how really long and lengthy Conor McGregor is. Everyone always, he fights at featherweight and assume he's like usually the smaller fight. He's a tall dude and a very lengthy guy. Just to show you,
you guys already picking Conor McGregor to win this one?
He has a 74-inch reach, while Eddie Alvarez only has 69. And
so
we seen it.
It's being stylistic, right? So it's just basically the guys who maybe on the same, obviously the same weight class as him, because I think he's more of a natural in the lightweight division with other guys. I don't think Eddie Alvarez is taking McGregor lightly. I think he's relish the opportunity. I mean, you guys saw the 205 press conference. This guy just had money symbols in his eyes. I thought he knew what he's doing here. I think whatever happens in the fight, like, he's going to get paid. If it happens, is not. I think if he beats McGregor, I think a lot of fighters are going to be thank because I think if McGregor loses,
are they going to thank him? Because there goes the money.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to jump ahead. Wait, 1 minute left. But if McGregor loses this one, can he really bounce back? Or is that why you think he's holding on to the featherweight title so much? Because if I lose this one, I can go back to featherweight.
I don't think he'll have any problem bouncing back. It's Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
He's even if he loses, he's still going to.
What if it's like a knockout or like TKO loss?
I still think he bounces back, and first of all, it's not going to happen.
No,
in this sport,
I think if he ever gets TKO knocked out, it's gonna be like what Ronda Rousey, where she pretty much just disappears. No, for real. But if it's like a close, 5, if it's a decision or submission, just like last time, people can forgive that.
True, yeah, I think so. Especially if it's an all-out war, he can survive.
Yeah.
If it's where both men are elevated, I think. But
you mentioned the press conference. Let's not downplay the highlight of that press conference when
poor Jeremy Stevens.
Oh yeah, well,
no.
Actually, I do want to talk about that. We're talking about the press conference later around. So yeah, I just want to point out too that this is all Eddie Alvarez here. People go, oh, Conor McGregor runs his show. Eddie Alvarez paid the smart money. You know what I mean? He knew where the money's at. So I think credit to Eddie Alvarez, and obviously
and he gets a piece of that pay-per-view money. We saw his contract when he was going through between Bellator and UFC. They made it publicly known what he was asking for. So he does get a piece of that pay-per-view money.
Smart businessman.
Your 5 seconds, Eddie.
Yeah. So that's it for round number 1. But before we continue round number 2, I want to talk about our one of our great sponsors, especially our clothing line here for 5 Rounds. 5 Rounds clothing lines offer a unique collection of MMA apparel and accessories. They incorporate the culture, style, and attitude of MMA in their clothing line. They're consistently evolving and improving to become the best fight wear company possible in the MMA world. They make the fighter and fight fan look good. Check out their line of t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and other great accessories. They actually posted like a couple new hats for the fall season. Awesome stuff. So please check them out at 5rounds.clothing and on Twitter at 5roundswear. That's the number 5roundswear, and on Instagram at 5rounds_5rounds. Get it on. So that's it. Stick around for round number 2. We're going to talk about the McGregor effect, and when he makes a decision, it's like a domino effect for the rest of the UFC. So we'll talk about that. So do not go anywhere. Welcome back. Time for round number 2. So after it was announced that Conor McGregor will face Eddie Alvarez at UFC 205 for the lightweight championship, excuse me, kind of a domino effect for the rest of the division. So we know Khabib got pushed down. He was supposed to fight Ed Alvarez. Now he's going to fight Michael Johnson. Respect to Khabib, he sent a tweet out saying that McGregor and Alvarez both fear him and their time will come. Mm-hmm. And then I think right after that, Michael Johnson challenged him, so let's do it. And then that's within a couple hours later, it was set already. So they're fighting at 205. But I actually want to focus on the featherweight division now. We all know that Jose Aldo asked for his release, and we'll talk about that the next round. But guys like Max Holloway are calling out, say, hey, let's call out Jose Aldo. Let's fight for the title. Forget this. This guy doesn't want to fight at featherweight. Why hold him to the whole division? But the UFC still wants to hold it up. I think it's a backup plan because if he loses to Eddie Alvarez, they can still say McGregor, oh, I'm still a champion, so I can go back to featherweight and still reign that division. That's why I think he's not giving it up. But just talk about the McGregor effect, guys, and how do you see that this one guy could affect 2 divisions so vastly, so greatly, actually?
I think everybody wants a piece of Conor. That's the bottom line. I mean, they all see the payday, so if he's going to go up to lightweight, then he's going to make the money there, and everybody's going on a piece. If he goes down to featherweight, then Jose Aldo has the rematch situation. He also has the want to make money. But, I mean, if you look at the featherweight division, is there anybody you're really excited about at this point? I mean,
Max Holloway.
Other than Max Holloway, who Conor's already beat. So it's kind of one of those where, okay, great, you get a rematch. Conor's going to beat his ass again. So I don't know. I just don't see that there's a lot of interest in the featherweight division. So
well, I mean, it's kind of like I think Jose Aldo did a good job of cleaning out the featherweight division, and then when it's kind of like when McGregor defeated Jose Aldo, all those wins went in his back pocket. Because there's a lot of guys he didn't beat in the featherweight division that Jose Aldo beat. You know what I mean? Like he's never faced Frankie Edgar. What would you want? You know what I mean? So there's guys like that already kind of been devalued because of Jose Aldo. So all the work Jose Aldo did in the featherweight division kind of goes in McGregor's back pocket now. Do you agree, Albert? Or am I too far there?
And just to add a little bit more to it, Chad Mendes technically cleaned out the division on his way to the 2 title fights that he had. So and Conor beat Chad Mendes, so it's almost like it's that whole division is clean.
Basically by 2.5 men.
Yeah,
because
2.5 men. Yeah.
So I mean obviously why is Conor McGregor still hold on the featherweight division? Is it the championship? Why? If he doesn't plan on fighting there, he's obviously doesn't think Jose Aldo challenge is worthy.
One, I think it makes you look like a bigger fighter than you really are because you're a two weight class champion, current champions. Because that's the other thing too. No one has had it simultaneously. Had the belts in 2 different weight classes. They either have it on one or the other, or they're just like Dan Henderson. He had one belt and then he got the other one in Pride. Well, I think he
came in as a Pride champion.
Yeah.
He came as a Pride champion. I remember he said too that when they fought Anderson Silva, they never told me it would be belt for belt, but I guess it was. So I mean, and then obviously we see the lightweight division. Khabib now is pushed down. A great opportunity for Michael Johnson if he could defeat Khabib. But you also got guys like RDA, Rafael dos Anjos against Tony Ferguson. So I think they're now pushed down a little bit. So, I mean, just kind of lay it out for me now. Is Khabib still the number one contender if he could get past Michael Johnson? So all he needs to do is just a clean win over Michael Johnson?
I think he is, and I personally would love to see Khabib versus either Eddie Alvarez or Conor McGregor. So
yeah.
I think that sets up nicely. As long as he can beat Michael Johnson, which I think he will very easily, I think it sets up a really interesting matchup between either Alvarez or McGregor.
Yeah, Albert.
Yeah, it's crazy because Michael Johnson's like really, really hot right now. After that win over Dustin Poirier, the way he won,
yeah,
I think his stock has risen. I mean, they only have him ranked number 6, but I'm pretty sure he clearly deserves at least the top 5. But I don't see why Khabib wouldn't stay up. I mean, Michael Johnson's coming off a big win. If he beats him, of course, obviously, Khabib is still red hot.
Yeah.
But if Michael Johnson can win, it's like probably the biggest upset I think we've seen all year long.
Yeah, I'm also kind of hoping that McGregor does defeat Alvarez and Khabib is victorious.
And then set up a Khabib McGregor. Oh, man. Then I wouldn't know about McGregor's chances.
You got Russia versus Ireland, the smack talk alone.
Khabib is a beast. The guy wrestles bears.
He'll get a mystery injury like he always does when he has a tough opponent. He'll be out for another year.
Make sure you tag him on that one. See what happens.
Yeah, tag him on that one.
Let's see what his responses.
Talk about fearing people. Khabib gets hurt anytime there's a big challenge.
But just the trash talk alone should be great.
Oh yeah.
But I think it kind of sucks that, I mean, this is the power I think nobody's ever seen. Some guy, it's almost like boxing. Like these guys come out with like these 4 or 5 belts around their waist, and like you don't ever remember them winning it or anything like that. Mm. But you kind of see now how is it almost just like a decoration now. And I think McGregor is treating that featherweight belt as a decoration. He has really no intention to defend it.
Yeah,
it looks nice on my shoulder for the poster, but yeah, and when he did win it, all credit to him. But like this is what it is.
And plus, in the press conference, it does look better when he has the belt right in front of him. It means that he has some, he is a champion.
So we're actually the next round. We're going to talk about the press conference UFC 205 and the interesting atmosphere that was created from New York fans. But before we do that, I want to talk about doing laundry, guys. I hate doing laundry. I got to do it though. I mean, I'm not married, so I have to do it myself. But what makes it easier is Rocking Green eco-friendly cleaning products. Rocking Green is an award-winning manufacturer of eco-friendly cleaning products designed to make cleaning easier and greener. Because I'm all about the green. I'm all about organic stuff. I love farmers markets. I know it's kind of LA-ish of me, but whatever. I like it. I'm no shame.
Love it.
Hipster.
You can find me in Highland Park all the time.
There you go. From farm to table. Rocking Green products are the best laundry detergents and all natural cleaners because they are made with biodegradable plant-based ingredients. They are septic and gray water safe, and they're never tested on animals. Visit rockinggreen.com for more information and to shop all their great line of products, and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Rocking Green. Keep it real. Keep it organic, guys. So we're taking a small break and come back and talk about the UFC 205 press conference. Do not go anywhere. Time for round number 3. So I want to focus on the UFC 205 press conference. And I don't know if because it was the first time in New York, but was it just me or was the atmosphere a little rowdy?
Oh, it was great.
I like it like that. It reminded me when they went to Ireland. Remember the chaos that was? And that was only 2 people.
So obviously they have members of the media I guess are trying to get in like real legitimate questions, but then like
there's some bootlegged media there.
Yeah, but then like the crowd would just like completely drown out their question and boo the fighters. So obviously this isn't a real like press conference because there's like I don't think it was Errol Hawani even there or just reports. I'm more of a fan attendance kind of like. Because then with the fans go and ask questions, and then one guy curse out Eddie Alvarez, and so just your overall reaction. You guys should do this, or just like special to New York in certain areas? I don't think like LA would have that much of a rowdy crowd. Do you think?
Well, we've seen Brock Lesnar at LA, and I remember it was kind of rowdy, but not like that.
Yeah,
it's funny because it all depends on the people that get behind the fighters, and then again, Conor has never come to LA, so we never know what. So
it's basically Conor.
What will we transform into winning this?
So basically, they can't have these.
Yeah, because if you
can't have these big press conferences every pay-per-view, right?
Exactly. If you think of the other ones that what Conor wasn't in, was it really that spectacular?
Well, the 200 one was kind of boring, right?
Yeah. So there you go.
I mean, Jason, you're a big fan of these type.
Yeah,
every once in a while, not every pay-per-view, but
not every pay-per-view. But what I like to see, I'm a fan of guys that really have that chip on their shoulder. Because I feel like that's when you get the raw emotion of MMA. Like, not shaking hands before the fight, not touching gloves before the fight. I mean, at the end, if they're gonna, like Conor and Diaz, they went to war, but then after, okay, respect.
Yeah.
But at this, it was pretty cool because you had a guy like Jeremy Stevens, and the infamous call out there. I mean, realistically though, who the fuck is Jeremy Stevens? Like Conor said, I mean, this guy's trying to, just like everybody else we talked about earlier,
make a name out of him,
trying to make a name for himself on the back of Conor McGregor, and just Connor's reaction.
Literally on the back, you sit behind him and everything.
Yeah, Connor's reaction.
You're gonna turn around like,
who the fuck is that guy?
Who's talking?
Like, dude, that is exactly what makes Conor so special. Is like, he's just a real MFer that happens to be a great fighter and an entertainer. So I thought it was great. It reminded me of like a damn scripted WWE conference.
Yeah, I get that vibe from him, but like this is special towards McGregor because they can't have this everyone.
This is McGregor doing his Unbroken Hardy, where he's selling it himself. He doesn't need the company. He sells it.
It was a combination of the card and then the people realizing that Conor McGregor getting a work from the fighters and the fans, which is just a special atmosphere. Which I'm pretty sure Dana White, they all catch on. I think they could probably sponsor these press conferences if they want to.
You see Dana, he smiles when that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, oh, come on, guys. That guy's smiling because all he sees is dollar signs.
Yeah, because especially too, like even we're going to tell Jose Aldo that after the break here, but he even said that McGregor, it's a performance. Like he's seen McGregor before the press conference and during the press, two completely different people. He says, like I think he said like, oh, he's super respectful to me, but that once that camera goes on, I'm the notorious, which is great, I think.
Absolutely.
Which you guys need, but I just thought this is so interesting. I think one reporter was like a female reporter trying to ask a question, and I think the guys were like whistling, hollering at her, and it was just like
she stands up to say her question, and they're whistling at her.
Obviously, it's a combination of like these hungry, rabid New York fans who want to see MMA, who's been deprived of it for so long.
And how crazy
for some dumb reason
that Eddie Alvarez got booed. And the guy's from Jersey.
Yeah, no, he's from Philly. Philly.
But I think he trains or he did something. He has ties to New Jersey.
Frank Yeager, right? So,
how do you guys think that Chris Weidman feels about all this? Because really, for when he was the champ and when he was at his high point, let's bring it to New York. Weidman headline all this, and now he's basically like the undercard.
Not even.
He's on the main card, but Conor is the attraction, not Chris Weidman.
I think what the ideal was supposed to be Weidman versus John Jones, and for the belt that was his. Remember before he got knocked out by Luke Rockhold, but how it's crazy how things changed. But UFC 205 needed McGregor.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
We had the conversation last week. It felt lacking, and we knew the press conference was coming up, and the announcement was coming up that it was Conor McGregor. Now it feels like special.
Can't miss.
It's special. Now you look at that lineup. They have the face-offs for everyone. You just with three title fights.
Now the meat is there.
Yeah.
Before the whole Conor McGregor, I wasn't gonna order the pay-per-view, even though that was pretty cool. Tyron Woodley versus Wonderboy, which I think it's a solid main event. But I was still like, you know what? For a New York card, I'd rather not order it. But now that Conor McGregor's there, obviously I'm ordering it.
Yeah. So, 205, Conor McGregor, great professional. Press conference is amazing. I mean, they call it a press conference. It's like
the fun part of that, too, was when he punked Jeremy Stevens. Even Dana White was laughing. Everybody, you look at everybody else's face.
Stevens was laughing.
He's like, he ran rid of that one.
Bro.
So, people can say that's it's kind of bullying, but it's really not. So, before we enter the championship rounds, because they're professional, they all can defend themselves. Sure. But one thing we stand for here in FiveRoundMMA is for long term anti-bullying. And thanks to our great partners at Redemption Martial Arts, we're raising awareness to anti-bullying awareness. Redemption Martial Arts Foundation is a nonprofit organization with the primary goal of bringing awareness to bullying and providing people with accessible resources and training to help them combat bullying confrontations. The RMA team consists of individuals of all walks of life who share a common passion for making a difference and serving as anti-bullying activists, all of whom have been affected by bullying or at some point were even reformed bullies. Like Rick Rieger, who said, I was a bully when I was a kid growing up. Boomer, shout out to you that, and then I'm reformed now. I want to, teach kids that this isn't the way to go. And he's a big member of Team RMA. So if you're interested in becoming a member of Team RMA or just want more information, please visit redemptionmartialarts.com. You can follow them on all medias of social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Redemption Martial Arts, Rise Up Against Bullying. So we're going to take a small break and then come back and enter the championship rounds. I want to talk about Jose Aldo's announcement that he wants released from the UFC following Conor McGregor's lightweight title shot, and we'll look at UFC 204 and as Michael Bisping really smart and calling on Hendo. So do not go anywhere. Welcome back. Time to enter the championship rounds. One of the biggest domino effects from UFC 205 announcement of Conor McGregor getting a lightweight title shot at Eddie Alvarez is Jose Aldo, current interim featherweight champion, says, you know what, I'm done with this circus, paraphrase, but he did say call it a circus, that I'm done. I want out of my UFC contract, and I don't even want to really fight MMA anymore. I just want to be done with MMA for a while, which I think he'll probably go to Japan or Bellator. But
Risen,
Bellator, who knows? So Jose Aldo, at one time, I think still might be considered one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, says, I'm done with this. Promises not kept. I don't want to be here anymore. Dana White's treating me unfairly. So again, paraphrasing. But guys' thoughts to Jose Aldo's reaction, his reaction to the announcement.
It's sad how one man can just break your life. Like, it really is. How does one man can just like totally turn your whole world upside down, inside out, make you question who you are, what do you want to do? Even he pretty much ended his career, which is mind blowing to me that he's letting it get to him so bad.
Yeah. Well, I think this is also a culmination of things, right? I mean,
nah, dude, I think it's all in his head, bro.
Well, I mean, with McGregor and Dana White, kind of like when you heard his rib the first time, they kind of oversold. They didn't really sell him kind of short. I mean, Dana White was always on his back for how he fought in the featherweight division. It wasn't really a finisher anymore. So, Jason, is this kind of like a culmination of a lot of stuff, or just Aldo reacting just to one thing?
I agree with Albert, and for me, it's bad Felicia. His last fight against Frankie Edgar, you know what he lacked? He lacked that killer instinct that he used to have.
Yeah.
Because why? Because like Albert said, Conor took it from him.
Yeah.
I think he's hesitant now, and you don't hear the rhetoric that he sometimes does. Like Jose Aldo waited until the Nate Diaz fight to talk shit about Conor. And now that Conor's back on top and he got that rematch and revenge against Nate Diaz, now he's like, oh man, I really won't ever be able to beat this guy.
Yeah.
So I think that's his excuse of broken promises, this, that, and the other. He doesn't want anything to do with McGregor, and I think that's why he's gonna run. I think he will. I think he'll have to develop.
I don't think he's running for McGregor. No, he wants McGregor.
I think, in all honesty, Conor McGregor's new nickname should be like the Soul Taker. Yeah. Because when he beat Dennis Hoover, where's he at? Where's he at?
Granted, Dennis, he was like 45 years old when they fought. He was like 45 years old. Calm down, bro.
Chad Mendes, where's he at?
Suspended for PEDs.
Why? Because
he couldn't be Conor McGregor.
Conor just got to his head. The guy started abusing drugs. You know?
What about Max Holloway, though?
Max Holloway's the only one that's there, bro.
Dustin Poirier got knocked out.
He did not allow the soul to be taken away.
So here's a quote from Aldo. First of all, my dissatisfaction is not about getting this fight with Conor McGregor.
Yes, it is.
My dissatisfaction has been brewing for a long time. Before my loss to McGregor, when I had to pull out from our first fight for UFC 189, I was not happy with the way the UFC spun my rib injury. I was not happy to see them mischaracterize my injury and not support me as I had to pull out of the fight. When I lost to McGregor, I had been undefeated for nearly 10 years. I think if anybody deserved an immediate rematch, it was against Conor. In those circumstances, it was a quick fight. I got caught up with the fans in the arena, didn't really get to see the full fight. I think that everyone I'd already achieved for the sport and my record, it was a rematch I deserved immediately and without a doubt. End quote. Wow. So basically, he wants to Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
I really don't think he does. I think he's saving all this for after the fight with Eddie Alvarez is announced. I don't think he wants anything to do with Conor because Conor will crush his freaking soul.
Okay, so if the UFC,
I think there's two routes he could have taken here. One is the route that he's taking now, which is leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
The other route he could have took was said, all right, whatever. If you don't want to man up, Conor McGregor, that's fine. I'm gonna destroy this division all over again. He should have took the Max Holloway fight, destroy Max Holloway if he could.
I think he's
right.
I think he's right for Max Holloway, Jason, not Conor McGregor.
And then that would have showed that he is the money fighter and he deserves the rematch. Yeah. Because honestly, he hasn't shown me that he really deserved that rematch. He says, I deserve it. No, dude, you got like knocked out. Yeah. Like there was no ifs, ands, or buts in that one. And
well, I mean, we're gonna go again. We're gonna go again. So did Ronda Rousey, but yet when she comes back, when she comes back, title shot. Whoever's the champion, you're getting a title shot. Where is that balance at?
But there's just some people.
Where's that balance at?
There's just some people out there that have to do the grind. Like Cain Velasquez deserved that rematch, and he didn't get it. So
because he didn't want it. That's why.
So it's all about the grind, bro.
It's all about whoever didn't want. Obviously, I'm not gonna say it's obviously Dana White wants who he wants projected up in the top. Does he want Conor McGregor, who's super charismatic, or does he want a star from Brazil who doesn't speak English?
It's a double-edged sword, I think, too, because Forrest Griffin was his boy. Where's he at?
He got beat by the better fighters. So
exactly.
If you see, what do you do? Have him just kind of cool down, or you just release him?
Honestly, I will make
under new ownership.
I would make it hell for him to try to release. If I was a company, I was like, you know what, screw you, dude. Get your lawyers. We'll take 2 years, 10 years. But in all honesty,
this isn't Dana White or Fertitta, but this is actually a talent agency now. So
I think they'll drag it out. But in all honesty, let them go.
Let them go.
Let them go.
I mean, the featherweight division has plenty of guys.
Max Holloway is ready to take that throne.
Were we just talking about how weak the featherweight division last a couple rounds ago?
Let Max Holloway clean it up one more time, dog.
Yeah, I mean, I can see both sides, but I mean, Jose Aldo, this is just looking at you. You're looking bad doing this, man. So just you're a fighter, man. Fight.
Get a PR.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So if you want to keep up to date with all the news and stuff like that, maybe what's going on with Conor, with Jose Aldo, the best way to do it is through FightBookMMA.com. FightBookMMA.com is the only place where you find real combat sports news from all over the world. A website you can trust with accurate news from MMA, kickboxing, and boxing, from local promotions to all the major ones like UFC, Bellator, World Series of Fighting, RFA, Titan FC, which is now to be the LFA, Legacy Fighting Alliance. Titan FC, King of the Cage, PBC, Golden Boy, all the big ones. You can follow them all. And make sure to visit FightBookMMA.com under the podcast page. You can check out this podcast, other great podcasts, and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's FightBookMMA.com. We got one more round coming up. We're going to talk about UFC 204, which takes place this Saturday. So don't go anywhere. It should be fun. Dropping some H-bombs up in here. Welcome back. Time for the fifth and final round. We'll take a break from Conor McGregor. I know you guys are going to, was it 20 minutes of Conor right now? We got,
too much Conor.
UFC 204 takes place Saturday, October 8th in Manchester, England. Main event, Michael Bisping, middleweight champion of the UFC, taking on Dan Hendo Henderson, a rematch of, 8 years ago? Yeah. When was UFC 100? UFC 100 when they culminated their tough season against each other. This is a fight that Michael Bisping wanted. I think there are other guys who are more, obviously more accomplished at the time, right now anyways, doing more to deserve a title shot, but what the champ wants, the champ gets, or unless you're friends with Dana White, then you get what you want, get what you get. So Bisping wants to avenge his loss to Hendo. Is this a good idea, guys?
It's a great idea for Hendo and the fans.
Okay, if Michael Bisping, it's a good idea.
No, absolutely not. I think the only advantage he's going to have is obviously that it's in England.
Yeah.
But Bisping hasn't gotten that much better that he's going to be able to stop the H-bomb. Let's be honest, guys.
And in all honesty, Michael Bisping shouldn't have asked for this fight. Because I think that Henderson says it the best in the promo. You can't erase history. That knockout's there. You beat Dan Henderson, so what? Dan Henderson was on his way out.
I'm 50 years old, sir.
Exactly. So there is no real win-win situation for Michael Bisping. If anything, he has everything to lose. If you get knocked out again and get the title taken away from you, how? Dude,
you don't recover from
that. I don't know how you're going to recover from that. So I think
it's on your home turf.
It's a lose-lose situation. Even if he wins, even if he were to TK or even knock out Dan Henderson, it'll be like, okay, dude, the guy was already on his way out. Congratulations. Why didn't you do at UFC 100 when he was at his prime?
You just completely dropped the mic on that one.
Walk away, Albert.
Yeah, walk away. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Michael Bisping obviously just wants it for revenge. I think there's Chris Weidman, Yoel Romero. I think you even give to Gegard Mousasi. A lot more guys who will probably be more. But it's based in attraction. Mm-hmm. I don't know what this UFC thinks about Michael Bisping as a champion. They respect him so much to give him what he wants. Or you know what? Let's just try to milk his championship one more time because we got one more event coming up in England. So let's just kind of milk it.
Yeah.
And that could be it. I think, I don't know. I'm pulling for Hendo. It's a good story. I think he's going to walk away. Jason, you said, right, one of your inside sources we have here?
Yeah. I was talking to an inside source, and he was telling me that Hendo's plan is to get the title and then retire, because why wouldn't he? I mean, he had the Pride Championship, Strikeforce. Now he completes the trifecta, the trifecta with getting the UFC middleweight title, and I think it sets up a really good storybook type ending for the guy that deserves it.
That's what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for the storybook ending.
Yeah.
Hendo's that fighter that you all. How can you really have a problem with Hendo? I mean,
I've never.
Because he comes
start shit.
Yeah, for as much as we say Conor McGregor is a character, Dan Henderson is Dan Henderson, right?
Yeah. You know how he talks smack with his H-bomb. That's how he talks.
I just love that every logo that Hendo has, he actually has a logo of him doing the Superman. so I'm looking for a round 2 of that.
Yeah. So also on this card, co-main event, Gegard Mousasi versus Vitor Belfort. Albert, do you have? Is this a middleweight bout or a light heavyweight bout? Middleweight bout, right?
The what they have listed officially on the thing is middleweight bout at 185. Gregory Mousasi, the beast that he is, I don't care what weight class it is. I love watching him.
World class fighter, man.
And
world-class
ever
fighter.
since making his heel turn,
I think he's cutting heel promos too.
I think his stock has risen. And to tell you the truth, I think someone needs to put Vitor out. I think he keeps lingering from leaving the sport, whatever. But to be honest, he has tarnished the sport so badly that I really do hope that Gary Mousasi not only defeats him, he cuts a promo on Brazil, bro. So
I'm completely with Albert on this one. I can't stand Vitor Belfort with all of his alleged and
TRT,
TRTs
PED.
and PEDs and every acronym you can think of.
Yeah.
And Mousasi has been so underrated for so long. This guy, like you said, Alex, he's a world class fighter. He gets no respect, in my opinion. Rodney Dangerfield gets no respect. I think when he knocks out Belfort, I think that sets him up for a title shot finally.
Yeah, he has been cutting heel promos a lot, especially on the his former Brazilian opponents who've been caught for PEDs, like with Machida.
Oh yeah, man.
He called him Machita.
He made me turn on Machida.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm with you, Greg Mousasi. if they were to do the rematch again, Greg Mousasi versus Machida, I'll be Greg Mousasi all the way, homie.
Damn.
Yeah, because he has this demeanor almost of like Hendo, where it's kind of super laid back. It comes so easy to Mousasi that it looks like he doesn't care, but he does care. Now he's saying, you know what? I'm tired of being respectful. I'm gonna call it out as I see it, and he sees it, the clear path. So
and hasn't Belfort been fighting for about 30 years now? I mean, how old is this guy?
he was at 19 when he first started, man. So I mean, this could be potentially see the end of Hendo and Belfort actually in the same card. So it'd be kind of cool. Also, Jimmy Manuel versus OSP. Well, that could be a fight of two kind of who were supposed to up and come in the lightweight division, but both have kind of been stopped when they've been kind of tested with the elite of the class, right, Albert?
Yeah, I think ever since Ovince's performance against John Jones, I think a lot of people have been waiting for another to see him again in another fight and see how he does coming off of that, because honestly, that was probably the best I ever seen him. And to be honest, I think he had the tools to beat John Jones. It just sucks that it was in short notice and he injured his arm during the fight. Yeah. But I really do think he had a good shot in there. Absolutely. And ever since then, I've been wanting to see him even more just to see if it was a fluke or not.
Yeah,
this is gonna be an underrated fight. I think both these guys, they throw hands. They're not afraid to go after it. And Manoa. What's his record? He's like, he's
15-2. He's a beast.
That's a really good record.
Those two losses, Jason Gustafson and Anthony Johnson. So you can't really blame the guy.
Top of the division. So I think Manoa has a chance to really put his name on the map, so to speak, and maybe challenge for that title against DC.
Yeah. So UFC 204.
Before we leave it though, let's not forget the biggest story, which is Stefan Struve.
Oh god.
One of the few men to have ever beat the heavyweight champion, the current heavyweight champion.
Oh yeah,
and with that said, he's in the picture.
He's also lost to just about every heavyweight fighter.
Every other heavyweight.
All that matters is that one person he beat, and that is the current heavyweight champion.
UFC 204 Saturday, October 8th, live on pay-per-view, live from Manchester, England. Bisping versus Hendo 2. Will Bisping get revenge, or will Hendo ride off into the sunset with the UFC gold around his waist? I'm hoping for the latter, guys. Until then, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FiveRoundMMA. It's FIVE Round MMA. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, and Podomatic. And please visit FiveRoundMMA.com. I want a big thank you to all of our listeners. Jason Hendricks for filling in for us, or just whenever you're on here. It's an awesome show. Where can people listen to Dose Leprechauns, and how can they get hold of you, man?
They can find us on YouTube. Just search Dose Leprechauns, or on Twitter at Dose Leprechauns.
That's football, the college, Notre Dame, all the good stuff. So good stuff. Albert, what do you got?
I just want to thank everybody for listening.
Dodgers eliminated in the first round of playoffs.
I doubt it.
Playoff start.
You are now listening to FRMMA Radio.